Today, I want to help you solve one of the biggest issues in streaming: buffering. And I know we've all been there. You're just trying to watch a movie late at night after a long day of work, and you get the spinning circle of death. It sucks, and it's frustrating. There's temporary solutions, but I wanted to go over my methods as a long-term streamer that's actually going to help you solve this issue. There's really three main steps I follow, and I can say 99% of the time, it's going to solve your issue. If it doesn't, then we might have bigger problems. Now, it really doesn't matter what streaming device you have, whether it's an ONN or a Fire TV Cube, or maybe you're using your laptop. This is all going to be the same. So let's get into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe, follow, like for more tips and tricks. So the first few tricks I'm going to show you, you have to be on your device. I'm on a Google TV device. It's actually one of the ONN Pro 2 boxes. But if you're on Fire TV or Roku or Apple TV, the steps are all the same. It just might look a little bit different. So you just have to might have to search for slightly different wording. The first thing I want to do is head into settings here, and this is more of a check to see how your connection is. Now let me go ahead and move my head to a spot it's not going to annoy. So go ahead and find your Wi-Fi or internet connection setting right here. It's on the front screen, luckily, so it's really easy to access. Now what we want to pay attention to first is our actual Wi-Fi connections. Now, we look at the one I'm connected to initially at the top here. This is the main Wi-Fi at my house. The router's in my basement. So what you're going to notice is it is completely shaded in. In fact, the first few are completely shaded in. But as we scroll down and we go to see all, you're going to notice, well, I only have one other one down here, but how it's not as shaded in. And this means you're not getting a full Wi-Fi connection to your device, which can greatly decrease speed. Okay, so now we have another one pop up here. This one's not even halfway shaded in. So having your device connected to a router or an internet connection from your router that is not fully shaded in, does not have a strong connection, can lead to a ton of buffering. So this is the first simple thing we want to check. But now let's go ahead and check our actual speed to see how it's running. So now a good way to check your actual internet speed now is to go to your app store. So I'm going to head over to apps. I'm going to scroll to the search section here. And what I want to check is for a speed test. So if you just type in speed test in pretty much any app store, now these are completely free to get. There's no cost whatsoever. And there is a typical one I use. It's usually this red one right here. I will say these are not always going to be completely accurate. And in fact, you might get different results across them. But it's good to at least see for consistency. Usually the one you use is going to give you at least a consistent speed, even if it's wrong, if that makes sense. So when you make adjustments, you'll be able to see how that changes, if that makes sense. They can be accurate. It just changes from test to test. Once you load up the speed test, just go ahead and press start, and it's going to go ahead and do its thing. Okay, the test is complete. You can see it says I have 162 download, 169 upload. Those are great speeds. My actual internet, if I use a direct Ethernet connection on a compatible port, is a gigabit. So I have very fast internet anyways. You should not get buffering with these speeds. It might be another issue if this is what you're pulling. But that's just a good way to get now a marker on how fast your internet is going. Now, what happens if this speed is super low? Well, here's a few things we can try. I first want to show you how a VPN could potentially change that speed. So let's test that. So with a VPN, you can actually change your location to pretty much any country. And what a lot of people don't know is your internet service provider, depending on what site you go on or just in general, based on your IP address, can actually throttle your internet. So a VPN can kind of stop that in some ways. So that's what we want to try out here. So by connecting to a VPN here, and now that we're connected, we want to head back and we want to go ahead and test our speed here again. So we're going to head back to our same internet connection speed. And let's try it again, and let's see if our speed has changed at all. Sometimes you'll see very slow results from a VPN. Sometimes it will speed it up quite a bit, especially if you started at a really low download speed. And in this case, I have very fast internet. My service provider does not throttle it. In fact, a VPN in this case seems to be slowing it down. And this is not a very unusual response. However, if you were being throttled, you might see completely different results here. So if you do want to check out the VPN and you want to try that out for your internet, if you're getting very slow speeds like 30, 15, and you know you have faster internet, I have the link down below in the description, so check that out. But let's get to our next little trick here, because now we want to talk about what's another way we can do to solve this connection issue, because maybe your speed is slow because you're not getting full bars. Well, here's what I suggest trying. So one thing people often forget to do is reset their internet. And I'm not just talking about turning their device on and off. I'm talking about their actual router and internet setup. So I have mine all completely in my basement, kind of in this corner here. Sorry, I'll try to talk into the mic. And what's really great for your internet is to reset the full router modem, unplug it for 5 minutes and plug it all back in at least once a week. And you'd be surprised how much this will speed up your internet. So all I do is I have everything plugged into this one complete power bar up here. It's a little hard to see. And there's a little switch on it that lets me turn it on and off. We flick that right there, and we just leave that unplugged for 5 minutes. So we'll come back in a few. And now once that 5-minute period is up, we're gonna turn it back on, just like this, and everything is going to boot right back up. And now we wanna go recheck our speed and see how it changed it. So I have disconnected our VPN and we have reset our router. Let's see if there's any sort of a major difference here, either faster or did it slow things down, which should never be the case. But like I said, these tests can be kind of weird at times. And this is why I don't really like these tests sometimes. In no way should that have slowed down our speed, and I don't believe it has. In fact, 99% of the time when you do that trick, you'll notice a pretty sizable increase in your performance, especially with buffering. But like I said, these speed tests are very hit or miss, and I don't really know how accurate they are. I like to use them as a tool, but you have to really look at the pattern sometimes. Now, if that still didn't help your speed and you're having connection issues, then what you need to get... So if we look at this little cube right here, well, this is actually part of my Wi-Fi mesh network. And so it's really simple. It runs from my router, an Ethernet cable, to this main mesh network cube. And I actually have another one upstairs, and this is the Euro brand. It's an Amazon specific one. And this one just requires a power cable, no Ethernet. So I think the easiest way for me to explain how these work is essentially your router is allowing this mesh network system that's connected into it, and then utilize your Wi-Fi signal to bounce that connection off of this other one that's upstairs and spread it around your house. And this strengthens and greatly expands your Wi-Fi capability. So if you have a large house, or maybe you just have a really thick foundation flooring in between your router and where you want to be using your devices, well, this can solve that issue. This doesn't just help me with buffering, because now I was able to use my security cameras all the way back there in the back of the yard. It's a little hard to see, but if you look on that tree, there's a security camera. And my yard's actually a decent size. So having that extra strong connection just makes a huge difference in pretty much any household. So for me, it's a must. Now, there is one other really simple solution. And for most devices, it has it built into the back, and that's this right here, your Ethernet port. If it's possible and you can just run a direct Ethernet connection, this is going to greatly speed up your device, because now instead of having to worry about that connection problem, you now have direct Ethernet. Now, most ports are capped on these devices at usually 100 megabits. You'll really have to look at your device. If your device does not have one of these ports, like this right here, our little Fire Stick friend here. Well, there are actually different Ethernet adapters you can get, both official Amazon ones for Fire Sticks or off-brand ones that give a direct Ethernet connection option for devices that do not come with them. So I've also linked those down below, as well as the mesh network that we just checked out previously. The only other thing I can suggest with buffering is device. If you have one of the cheapest devices possible, whether it's the lowest Fire Stick, the lowest ONN device, the lowest Roku, there's always a higher chance of buffering. They don't necessarily have the most amount of RAM, which you don't need a ton to stream, but sometimes these devices just aren't very fast. And if you're doing a lot of things at once, or you're not optimizing it right, or you don't have the best internet, those factors can come together. So sometimes you just have to upgrade your device and get one of the more expensive ones or the mid-level models. So I've also put all of my favorite suggestions of those down below in the description. So like always, guys, subscribe to the channel. I try to do tips and tricks like this to help you save money on streaming services and learn about your devices. Subscribe down below. See you guys later. Bye.